in which he disagrees with this heter. The Ridvaz tried to answer why people walk up to the kaisel. Because he held it's the Azara, so he had to come on to such a heter. So Dr. Tzvi Pesach Frank, no. You know why it's mutter? Because this kaisel that we see is the kaisel Har Habayis. And being that it's the kaisel Har Habayis, there are no restrictions on walking right outside the kaisel. And this is the psak accepted by all or virtually all poskim today. So what comes out? Which kaisel are we looking at? Kaisel Har Habayis. So to walk on the other side of the kaisel, so as long as we're careful not to step into the place that's the Azara, it should be mutter to walk on the other side of the kaisel. So how come there's a sign by the entranceway to the Har Habayis that the rabbinate prohibits Jews from walking on the other side? Why can't we go on the Har Habayis? We'll go to the mikveh, kedasu kedin, like a tefillah d'oraisa with the proper preparations, and we'll go. Why not? So the truth is that in theory, we could argue it should be mutter. However, if you do want to go, we were going to allow Jews to go on the Har Habayis, so let's think. First of all, to go on the Har Habayis, every person who goes would have to go to the mikveh properly. Second of all, the Mishnah tells us at the end of brachas that it's asur to go onto the Har Habayis with your shoes, b'sandal or b'minol. It's asur to go with shoes. So everyone have to take off their shoes. So what are you going to do? You'll go with sneakers like Yom Kippur. It's like the Minchas Chinuch. No. Why don't we go with shoes in the Har Habayis? It's an aspect of kavod habayis. To go barefoot there is an aspect of kavod habayis. So you're going to wear sneakers? That's a bigger kavod habayis. It's like the Minchas Chinuch. He highly doubts whether you can wear sneakers. You have to go there without shoes, without the sneakers. All right, so we'll set up a booth. And we'll make everyone first, that the excavations at the foot of the kaisel, there are mikvahs there, ancient mikvahs, where Jews travel to go to the Har Habayis. So we'll put up a building on one of those mikvahs, we'll fill it up with water, we'll get some dedications, we'll make some money on the side, and everyone will travel, and then we'll have a big box where you put in your shoes, and everyone will go. Oh, but 1 second. You're not allowed to go b'minalai, b'sandalai, also b'pandasa. You'll have to deposit your wallets before you go in. No money in the Har Habayis. According to some poskim, it means even hidden money. Now, to give away their shoes, maybe we'll get, the Yidnu Kab that don't know what's going on. So after we'll get them to leave their shoes behind. But the wallets, mainly American tourists, that's highly doubtful. And an additional factor is that even to go there without your wallets and without your shoes, it's only mutter l'tzairach. To go for a walk in the Har Habayis, that's chesron and kavod habayis. So if you're going l'tzairach, you want to be mispalel, that's mutter. So we're going to set up a guard and we'll question everyone who's coming in. Why are you coming in? So most people, Americans that come that aren't from, why are they going in? Someone once wrote an article entitled, "Shoot Me at the Wall." They're going for the photo op. A photo op is not a heter. So for these reasons, we're not allowed to, we refrain totally from going on the other side of the Har Habayis. The Minchas Yitzchak Chelek Hey, Siman Aleph, adds one additional reason why we should not go on the other side of the Har Habayis. He does point out that there's no mark where the Azara starts. So even if you go on the other side, you would have to hug the kaisel, stay very close to the kaisel. You never know when you're stepping into the Makim HaAzara. But besides that, he says that Taisus brings down in Yevamis Dav Vav or Dav Zayin, that Gazru al Amei Haaretz sheyu Tumeim Kizav. Chazal were geyser on Amei Haaretz that were Tamei like a Zav, Tumazav. What is a Zav? A Zav is the only Tumah in the Torah. A Zav is a man, is only a Tumah that applies to males. Generally, it's translated as gonorrhea, someone who suffers from a disease which causes certain excretions, makes him Tamei Zav. A Zav can only have Taira b'mayim chayim. You have to go into running water. So running water today, there's no running water near the Beis Hamikdash. How are you going to enforce that everyone should go with Tfilas Mayim Chayim? Sagt Minchas Yitzchak, you should be Meichel me. But he says we're all Amaratzim today. L'gabi Hilchas Tumah and Ta'ira, we have no Bekiyas. We're all Amaratzim, we can only go with Tfilas Mayim Chayim. I'll add my own Ha'ara. He's right, we're all Amaratzim. We can't go, because there were guys on Amaratzim that the Tamei Kazav. My Ha'ara is, he says, you can only go if you're Taivel and Mayim Chayim. So we'll all go, Taivel and Mayim Chayim. So we Taivel and running water, we come out. A Zav we're not. About Amaretz, Bleitmendach. You're Taivel, you don't become Eis Amaretz. So I don't understand what he's saying. If there were guys that Amaratzim have a Tumah Kazav, so what does it mean? We'll go Taivel and Mayim Chayim, we'll come out, we'll be allowed to go. What's it going to help to be able to go? Elamai. What does it mean there were guys at Tumah Kamaretz? That a chaver, someone who is Zahir, treats an Amaretz like he's a Zav. That somebody else, someone who's a chaver, who is an expert, who's careful in Tumah and Ta'ira, when he comes into contact with an Amaretz, he treats him like a Zav. But does that mean that the Zav himself, the Amaretz himself rather, if somebody himself, he's an Amaretz, but he knows that he's not a Zav, so it means that he himself has to treat his own self like a Zav. If that's so, then Toveling won't help. And if for a person himself he's Naaman, so then Toveling wouldn't be necessary. So this is my Ha'ara. But be that as it may, I don't recommend for anybody to walk on the other side of the Kaisel. Besides that, they say no Arabim, it's not a safe place to go. But besides that, Al Halacha, it's not a place that we should really walk. So Shaila number one, the Shaila about stepping beyond the Kaisel. So the answer is that we don't go. But what most people do not know is that really we're allowed to go. You ask 100 people, why don't we go on the other side of the Kaisel? So 99 out of 100 will tell you with Tamei Mason. A Tamei Mason can go on the other side of the Kaisel. But that's not the reason. Because really a Tamei Mason could go on the other side of the Kaisel up until the Azarais. The reason we don't go is because of the other Tumis and because it's hard to be careful in all the Digdukim that are required. Shaila number two also has to do with Hilchis Tumah. Again, a question which is discussed by Paiskim